Welcome to the June 11th Planning Commission meeting, and we will start with our roll call.
All right. Stiles.
Here.
Greene.
Here.
Zaremski.
Here.
Brown. Here. Osterholm.
Here.
Also present is Planning and Zoning Administrator Meg Leatherman.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, review of the agenda. Any changes anybody has? If not, then we'll go on to our minutes. And the first page of the minutes, I do have a change. Under communications, I did not have any communications. I wanted to add them,
They
but
were in the packet.
no, they weren't. Meg's were in the packet.
Okay.
Mine were not.
I think she added them though.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I didn't get them in my packet. So I don't think they were in the packet.
Oh, you missed a mailing because I sent them to everyone and said these were unintentionally left out of your packet. You were sent them and they were in the online packet.
Okay, okay.
So-
The online one, but not the paper one.
Okay, then that's
But
okay.
you missed an email because we were having issues.
Yes, okay. Okay, then that's fine. Anyone else have any changes, or not changes? If not, I move to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second that, third it, whatever.
Great, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, they are approved. Do we have any other communications?
We do not.
Okay, then Active Transportation Committee, anything?
No update.
Okay. Carmen, welcome. Hello. Do you have anything from council?
Nothing currently.
Okay. And the Housing Committee has not met. Do we know when we're meeting again?
Actually, no, I don't. I just removed it for June, so I still have it tentatively for July, and I'll have to check with John.
Okay, so maybe July we'll meet.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the place in our agenda where we have citizen comments, where if anybody wants to come and talk about anything that is not on the agenda, that we're not having a public hearing on, that they're welcome to. And so anybody come forward? If not, then we'll move on to our public hearing.
Thanks for serving.
We have a conditional use application from Abi Katz for an accessory dwelling at 990 South High Street. And Meg, we'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, this is conditional use for 990 South High, which is in the RB zone, which is our medium-density residential, submitted by Abi Katz. Adjoining property owners will mailed a notice of the public hearing on June 4th. The same time signs were posted on the property on June 4th, and a notice was published in the Yellow Springs newspaper on May 31st. I prepared a staff report that outlines the applicable code and staff findings that was emailed to the Planning Commission on June 5th, and then at the same time was posted on our website on June 5th. So the applicant is seeking approval of a conditional use as required by the zoning code for a detached accessory dwelling unit, or ADU, if I use that acronym. ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. I'm going to try not to, but sometimes it's a mouthful. Approximately 395 square feet in size, and the reason for it is for visiting guests or family, so personal use, not a short-term rental or Airbnb, transient guest lodging, not one of those things. And potentially in the long term, she may do, or they may do, long-term rentals, which again, just to make sure everyone knows, anything less than 30 days is considered transient guest lodging or short-term. So more than 30 days, she could rent out without having to come back for approvals or not being considered transient guest lodging. And so then we obviously encourage that as well. So we're supportive of that. We like the different housing options being provided for locals. A site plan was submitted with the application that shows a larger footprint than the dimensions of actual ADU that she's considering. Rather than having to revise the site plan she already had that showed the footprint, I'm fine with her not having to revise it because the footprint of the accessory dwelling unit is actually smaller than what the footprint is on the site plan, as long as the Planning Commission is with that as well. And that's more specified, the details of that are in the staff report. But there is required one parking spot off-street, and they're proposed to put that in their existing driveway. And the site plan, as it shows, meets all the other dimensional standards for setbacks and stuff, and so staff recommends approval. Also because I wanted to mention I didn't receive any public comment, questions, or concerns as well, so since it meets the code and there was no other public input that I received, staff recommends approval and stands for questions.
Does anybody from the planning committee have any questions for Meg? Okay, this is the time when usually we ask if you want to make any comments, Abby or Neo, if either one of you want to say anything.
I think Meg covered everything.
Okay.
I would have said, so thank you for being so thorough. I appreciate that.
Okay, then we will go ahead and, does anybody have any questions for Abby before we open the public hearing? Okay, then I am going to open the public hearing. So anybody who wants to make a comment on this, feel free to come forward and state your name. And seeing nobody coming forward, we will close the public hearing. Are there any other questions, comments? Would somebody like to make a motion?
I have one kind of question. Your property line, there's like a piece of the existing Parcel property between you and the abandoned Herman Street.
Yes.
Was that, is there a history behind that, or is there, it seems really curious.
When we first cut out our parcel, they wanted to make sure we were a certain distance away from the historic beech trees. So it more was on the other side that they were moving that way. And that it was just a certain amount of frontage that we had agreed to, and that's what
Got it. So
was left over.
The beech trees are there.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And so they were trying to preserve those, and so we're like 15 feet from what they thought was the canopy, and then that's where our property starts.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm just curious, so the beech trees are just south of your property, between your property and
North. They're on the north side.
on the north side? Okay.
Yeah, so there's like the open area, there's an abandoned greenhouse.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's the beech trees, and then 15 feet, and then our property starts.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to pass this with the 4 conditions of approval included.
And so that's with the approval of the building permit?
Yes.
And no more than 2 adults can occupy the accessory dwelling. The ADU must have a height of less than 35 feet, and a method to mitigate stormwater must be approved by staff prior to issuing a building permit.
Okay, I'll second.
Great. It's been moved and seconded.
Stephen. Greene.
Yes?
Zaremski.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Osterholm.
Yes.
Stiles.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, it's approved. And just so you know, and you probably do, that if you would ever decide you want to do a transient guest lodging, you do have to apply for that.
I did understand
That's a
that.
conditional use.
That sounds like a nightmare to me. I didn't know.
Okay, good. Well, we need long-term housing, so that's great.
All right,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Can we go now?
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice shirt, Mr. Silvert.
Nice shirt. Nice pants.
Mr. Gibb.
Oh, yeah.
Distinction between short-term and long-term.
30 days.
30 days.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's actually a definition. Your definition in the zoning code.
Okay, guys.
Gabby's food.
Yeah. So when people ask us, then there's another one for 500 feet,
you're
I
welcome.
now say, but you could always do long-term if you do more than 30 days.
Okay.
Because you can you have traveling nurses. I mean, there's lots of different, like, platforms out there for folks that will need more than 30 days, at a time.
Sure.
Maybe not a whole year, or something can work out.
Okay, is there any old business we need
Sorry, I
to?
forgot we have the record still.
That's okay, that's okay. Any new business?
Getting too comfortable up here, I think, too casual.
And how about agenda planning? Are we thinking of anything for next month?
Right now, no. There's one, I've been working with someone on Livermore on a minor subdivision. Can't remember his last name. Freeman, I believe. But, so he might be traveling during that time period, so I just need to kind of nail it down where it might be
Okay.
July, it might be August.
Okay. Okay, if there is not any other business, then I move that we adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are adjourned.
Play ball.
Listen.